Michella Chester here with NCAA Digital, and let's talk the second college football playoff rankings. First and foremost, we've got a new top four already. Georgia remains on top, followed by a one-loss Bama, Oregon, and now Ohio State. The Buckeyes move into the top four following Michigan State's loss to Purdue this past weekend. The rest of the top 10, though, is where it gets a little dicey. Cincinnati makes history again with its highest ranking in program history, and for a school outside of the Big Ten, SEC, Pac-12, Big 12, ACC, and Notre Dame. The Bearcats move up to number 5 despite a tight 28-20 win over Tulsa with some late game dramatics. Then for number 6 and 7, Michigan moves ahead of the Spartans despite losing the head-to-head matchup to Michigan State just a few weeks ago. Michigan State was upset by Purdue last week in a pretty dominating 40-29 upset, hence the drop. But still a big statement putting the Wolverines ahead of the Spartans. The committee chair for the CFP selection committee said that after a very long deliberation, the committee ultimately decided that Michigan might be the more complete team offensively and defensively. Oklahoma, Notre Dame, and Oklahoma State finish out the top 10. As for the other biggest movers in this week's top 25, Wake Forest has dropped out of the top 10 and is now sitting at number 12, following its first loss on the season to UNC. Auburn dropped 4 spots following its loss to Texas A&M last weekend, and the Aggies are now knocking on the door of the top 10 at number 11. Purdue enters the poll at number 19 following its second win of the season over a team that was ranked in the top 3 of the CFP rankings or AP poll. The Boilermakers never trailed the Spartans in the victory, with QB Aiden O'Connell throwing for 536 yards. And lastly, UTSA, Utah, and Arkansas enter the poll at number 23, 24, and 25. UTSA is ranked in the CFP poll for the first time in program history. We've got some good matchups to look forward to this week with some big poll implications. Texas A&M will be on the road at Ole Miss. NC State will take on Wake Forest. Oklahoma at Baylor, another test for the undefeated Sooners. And then Purdue on the upset train, taking on the new number 4 team, Ohio State. See you next Tuesday after all of that.